Keynesian model, right? And this should come back to many of you. So here we are. This is output on this axis, which we will call Y. And this is total demand. AD is aggregate demand or total demand. Aggregate demand. So I'm writing everything down. And those of you joining us here, by the way, do you folks need paper, or is there paper in here?
Do you need paper?
It's in there, right?
There are a few sheets.
Okay, so we'll get some paper here for you. And so here we are. This is inflation on this axis. And so just a quick comment here. We're not going to be using PowerPoint today because what I've found, when you're building equations and models, sometimes the old-fashioned method is best when you work with me and we kind of crank through it. So that's why we're going to be doing what we're doing. It's inflation on this axis, which we will call P. So here, P0, and here is output Y0. And right in here, this is the aggregate supply or total supply. It's the Keynesian vertical line. Right in here, this is Y maximum. This is maximum output at full employment. Full employment, thank you, Priyanka, and maximum capacity. So you guys tell me if you can remember, if you want to jumpstart your economy, if you want to create jobs and create growth, what are the 3 buttons that the government has? So Obama, Singapore, China, the whole planet, they're basically 3 buttons to press. And what are they? To create more jobs, you want to move this curve in which direction? This way. So if you want to increase output, right? So if you want to go from black to blue, this is how you jumpstart an economy. This is how you create jobs. And how do you do that? What are the 3 buttons that Keynes taught us? You increase government spending, which we will call G. You lower interest rates, which is, so we'll write this down. So decreasing interest rates is the same thing as increasing money supply. So here we are, real quick diagram. If you look at the supply of money, coming what we did in class, so money supply, all the pieces of paper, cash in the economy, and money demand. This is short-term interest rates. So this is what People's Bank of China, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, the Federal Reserve, Reserve Bank of India, this is what they control is this. Bernanke, Thurman Shanmugaratnam here, this is what your central bank controls. So to lower short-term interest rates, what do they do in this diagram? Come on, folks. Yeah, so somehow move this curve out, increase money supply. So this is how central banks increase money supply and lower interest rates. Okay? For Singapore, it's an exchange rate management policy, as you know. And so when Singapore does this, when Singapore wants to go from blue to red and lower interest rates, what happens is capital starts flowing out of the country and the Sing dollar gets weaker. So for Singapore, this is Sing dollar weaker. So just once more, as Singapore increases its money supply, therefore lowers its interest rates, so capital flows out of the country, and this is where the Sing dollar gets weaker. And opposite holds true. If you decrease your money supply, your interest rates go up, capital floods in, foreigners want to invest in your country, they're buying your currency, your dollar gets stronger. Is all this coming back? Okay, so so Singapore kind of goes through its exchange rate. So we have increasing government spending, decreasing interest rates, and there's one more button you can press, taxes, so decrease in taxes. So to jumpstart your economy or create jobs, you increase government spending, decrease interest rates, or increase money supply, which is M, or you cut taxes. And the opposite holds true if you want to slow down your economy. So let's now, yeah.
you got in this situation what you stated, right, for Singapore, interest rate is low, right, but still money is flowing, not going out, money is flowing in.
Wow, wow. So what he's saying is that something strange is happening in Singapore right now. I'm taking you right into the Singapore story. So this is like the general country X, all right? So everybody okay with this? 3 buttons to press. These are Keynesian buttons. If you woke up President Obama in the middle of the night and said, what is your dream? What's your favorite dream? He would say, take me to blue. I want to go from black to blue. If I can go from black to blue, 4 more years. Otherwise, the other guy, what's his name? Yeah, the other guy will come. So we'll talk about both these guys. The scary thing is, and I said this in class, this time America has got its back against the wall, and every time in history, and I've said this in class, every time in history, a great leader shows up at the critical point. This time, there is none. We just like, where is the great leader this time? So, come on here, guys. I'll just give you more questions here. So here we are. So basically, we just did a little overview, 3 buttons to press. And now let's look at Singapore's situation. Okay, so let's switch to Singapore. And here we are. So since April 2010, since this date, this is what Singapore had been doing. So here we are, here we go. This is Y max, maximum output. And Singapore has been trying to move this curve gently to the left. Can you tell me why?
Soft landing.
Yeah, soft landing. So Singapore's inflation was 5.3%. So 5.3%, kinda high, being very technical here. And Y high. And Singapore was trying to gently slow its economy down. Inflation was getting out of hand. Are you with me so far? So since April 2010 till a few days ago, I love it when this happens. Whenever I show up in a country, something major happens in a micro sense. So you don't want to follow me on vacation. Something major is going to happen. It's going to rain all the time. And so till like last weekend or so, going to the left. So Singapore has been gently moving its curve down and trying to quietly engineer a soft landing, and suddenly it's gone too far. Inflation fell to 4%, and Y slowing quickly. Are you with me so far? What happened suddenly? It was kind of moving slowly. The inflation was hardly coming down. Frustrating. 5.3, 5.2, 5. So all this time Singapore. Tell me, folks, what were they trying to do to go from black to blue? Well, how do you do? Which button do you typically use? Yes, so what you had in Singapore was basically allowing the Sing dollar to get stronger. Yes, no? Which it translates to money supply decreasing. So it was contracting its money supply. Singapore dollar was getting firming up, roughly 3.3% on average. Was getting gradually stronger, and as you know, MAS is one of the best central banks on the planet. As you know, I'm a big fan of Dr. Hu, one of your former central bank leaders. And so it was kind of slowly coming down. Suddenly, the last couple of weeks, it starts moving down quickly. China, Singapore, many other Asian countries, suddenly, whoa, what happened? What happened? Something is slowing down quickly. Confidence is slowing down, yeah, but something else is going on the planet. A whole bunch of things are happening on the planet. Can you guess? The Eurozone. So the Eurozone, so exports to the Eurozone have slowed down. China looks like it's getting into a really hard landing. India, after 13 interest rate hikes, is finally slowing down fast. The Indian bubble's gone, so India's like dropping to the left. So suddenly exports have slowed down quite a bit. The purchasing managers index for Singapore fell quite a bit. right? So where's the marine engineer here? Where is he? Yeah, so you're probably seeing activity here, marine engineering slowing down, and so suddenly the economy is slowing down all across Asia, China, India. Suddenly the lights have become dim. Exports are slowing. Singapore now is going to try and reverse its policy. So here we are, inflation has come down, but there is another problem in Singapore. And what were you saying earlier?
Interest is low, but currency is flowing in.
So, okay, so let's now, so are you with me here so far, folks? And so guys like me are saying, oh my gosh, suddenly now the plan is going to be to do this number. The noise of the engines has changed. So now it's going to be some policy to stimulate it, increase money supply again, to reverse this thing, because it's slowing down too quickly. Well, we have a very interesting situation here. So let me show you something else. Here you are, just a little review here. So here you go. Here is the Keynesian aggregate supply curve, named after Keynes. And here's aggregate total demand. And here is Y maximum at full employment. You folks tell me from the days in class, so as you jumpstart your economy, that's P0, this is inflation, this is output Y0, keep moving out, you keep moving out, jumpstarting your economy. By the way, Malaysia is right in here right now. Malaysians are very happy, they're on fire. Do we have Malaysians here? The Malaysians are on fire, the second largest IPO in history, and they're saying, yes, it's kind of getting scary, but they're enjoying every minute of it. So here you